What's up, champions? Welcome back to JetSurf Nation, your place where we test and review different jet boards and efoils. Today we have a special guest. Renaud came all the way from Dubai.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I'm so happy to come to meet you finally in Portugal.
Yeah, a year ago we met in Dubai and we tested MantaFoils. It's a very cool efoils, but back then I didn't know that he's preparing his secret project. It's called TAKEOFF. It's a foil assist. It's a completely new system, just came on the market. People started to receive their first units. So we are very happy in this short video to unbox the system and show how it works. So Renaud, you have actually two types of systems. Explain quickly what it means and which is which.
Sure. So we launched the system with two options. One is called the Takeoff Flow, which is basically a kit which has the battery integrated inside, so you cannot remove it. But it's a big battery, the biggest in the market today, with 864 watt-hour. Gives you about 1 hour, 30 minutes of ride, depending on what you do. Even much more if you are really surfing really good. And then we have the Takeoff Air, as its name stands for, it's air travel. It's the first kit where you can safely travel by air without any pre-authorization. And we're going to talk about it more in details when I present the Air. So we have these two systems. One is, let's say, for riding on your local spots, and the other one is for traveling mainly, but as well you can ride on your local spot with removable batteries and so on. More details as we speak about it.
So you came on the airplane and you took one of the units with you, right?
Yeah, actually I came with the Takeoff Air. I've been traveling actually all the summer with it. Back from the factory, I fly with 3 sets of batteries, so 12 components actually. Then I went to France, I went to Greece, my colleague went to Croatia, back to Dubai, now back to Portugal. So we've been traveling all around the past few months, even to Mauritius for photo shooting. And yeah, I came actually with 2 sets of batteries to Portugal yesterday.
And actually, where do you put your batteries? Do you take them to carry on, or you?
Yes, so that's a good question. So actually, the system goes in the main system goes in your cabin luggage, but the batteries, like all the batteries, like your drone batteries and so on, comes with the carry and luggage. There are basically two type of batteries which are allowed by air. The batteries below 100 watt-hour, which is typically the small batteries, and then between 100 and 160 that needs authorization. Authorization means you need to send an email to the company before flight, and you can have maximum 2 of them by plane. And this is not the case for us. For us, we have the very small batteries below 100 watt-hour, and basically you can take up to 20 batteries in an airplane, which means, or 20 small packs, and a battery is made of 4 of them. So we can, in theory, take, if you want, let's say 16. I actually did a flight with 3 of them, 3 sets of batteries. It's amazing. You can fly forever on your spot with 3 batteries. 2 of them here, yeah, that's just so nice because there is no pre-authorization, so you can just pop up at the airport with your batteries. You show on the battery the size, and they let you go in.
And so far you never had any issues?
No, actually the most difficult place to fly from so far has been Dubai, to be honest. They check every time, and every time they call the management to check everything, but every time they let you pass. You show them that it's correct, and that's fine. In Europe, I have no start, no perfect. Honestly, it's been a great experience so far.
Perfect, and I would remind everyone that you cannot fly with efoil big batteries, so this is actually a big advantage of small foil assist systems like this one.
Yes, and we're gonna again go through that, but for example last summer I was with 2 sets of batteries, because on the Air you can put either 1 set or 2 sets of batteries, one on the front, one on the back. I'm gonna show that on the system. And with 2 sets it gives me enough time to ride more than 1 hour and about 16 kilometers on efoil mode, let's say, with a motor at the bottom of my mast.
Alright, sounds really good, and without further ado, I'm very excited to see the actual system. We have here a brand new box that you took with you. So let's open this beautiful package and see whole packaging.
Cool. So here you have the main package, and you have also some nice propeller packaging for 2 and 3 blades. So here's the main packaging. So inside you have an EPP case. So this is the main package in which you receive your product. You can unlock it, and then you have your kit.
Wow, it's really packaged very well. Everything nice and tight. User manual, the system, the main unit. Alright, Renaud, let's see what's inside.
Yes, so sure. So what we have is first your user manual. So this one gives you the main instructions how to use your kit, how to assemble it. That's the most things you need to read before using the system. Then you have the nose pads, basically. So these ones, you use it on the nose of your system in case your board has a lot of rocker, so the water doesn't go below your unit. That helps the water flow. You have the main unit itself. You have the motor pod that you clamp on your mast, and this is a universal motor pod. It comes with different rubbers or different thickness that help you to basically match the shape of your foil, because each mast is different thickness, different short, and so on. So that's the motor pod. It comes in two parts that you screw, like two half clamps. Okay, and then you have a long motor cable, because one of the particularity of this system is that actually you can store the extra cable in your system, and you can use it at different height, up to an efoil position.
And just a question, I saw on Facebook that sometimes it doesn't fit very tight. What do you suggest for some masts when it's like wobbling a little bit?
Yeah, so basically we have different thickness of rubbers. It's very essential to spend proper time, to check which size of rubber goes where, because sometimes you go put the thick ones at the front, sometimes the thick one at the back, and vice versa. So there is a bit of learning curve, and as well there is in the kit extra rubbers that you can put on top of your main thickness rubber, like 1 mm small thick rubber that allows you to add additional thickness in case the provided rubbers are not enough. It's very rare, but it does happen in few masts, yes, which are super thin.
But it fits most type of the mast.
Yes, it fits most type of the mast, yes. We tried it from mast to thickness of 13 to thickness of 19, almost 20.
And it's important also to mention that if people don't like the system, you have integrated mast.
Yes, we're going to show that as well. We have an integrated mast which has two different positions. Assist position, so means the motor close to the board at 20 centimeters, and efoil position at the very bottom, and that integrated mast is 82 centimeters long.
Okay, perfect.
So we also have the main unit here, which is now the flow in this case, Takeoff Flow, as you can see on the text. This one comes as one full piece, so it has the battery actually here, and the electronics at the back, with a small display here at near the electronics. The mast goes in the slots. These slots are made for the different standards, from 140 to 165 distance of plate distance, of course in a 90 centimeter standard pattern.
And you have here battery indicator, yeah?
Yes, it's a battery indicator. It tells you that the system is on and off. It gives you also estimated voltage and temperature of the system and few other metrics.
And it's not removable battery, yeah?
No, it's not a removable battery. You charge it at the front. So you have this plug here at the front that you turn, and you can access the charging plug.
And it's quite heavy. What's the weight of this?
Yes, so this one is 6.5 kilo because it is a huge battery, obviously. The motor is a 1.5 kilo. So you end up in around 8 kilo, let's say, total system. We put this system on a board with a carbon foil, and we reach a total weight of the board which was around 16 something kilo, a little bit below 17 kilo altogether. And again, it's very important to understand the Flow is the biggest battery in the market. It's almost twice the size of the competitors in terms of autonomy, because when you have almost double, it's actually more than double, because you cannot use the end of the capacity.
So it's basically closer to efoil, but it's still much lighter than efoil.
Yes, it's actually bigger than some of the smallest battery of some efoil brands, but I will not name.
And I guess people will ask why you have so many screws here. Is it like a necessity? It's increasing the weight, or? No,
actually the screws are super tiny and super light. Basically everything is sealed, is epoxy sealed. So all the battery compartment is epoxy sealed, all the electronics is silicone sealed. For maintenance, this one, the battery is not maintainable. So even if there was no cover, you could actually ride, technically speaking. Obviously, it's not recommended and it's not going to happen, but the cover are just properly here to ensure the look of the system. And still there is an additional sealing. That's why there is so many screws, because actually there is a very tight sealing. So there is a second layer of protection. So next we have this small accessory, which is what we call the top clamp. So when you have your motor, and this is a particularity of our system, I'll take the three components. So in the assist system, as people know it so far, people used to tape around them, their cable on the mast. And what we found out it makes some issues when the motor is far away from the board. When it's very close to the board, it's not a major issue, and actually we do the same. But when it's far from the board, then you need a very clean water flow, because your motor cable might not always be perfectly straight, and that can give you some yaw effect. You know, when you move forward at a certain speed, the board will start to do like this. And basically this system, the cable goes inside. So for example like that, I'll show you. I'll put it here. If I do it in the right way. And basically you are going to have all the cable inside the rail. Okay? And basically this rail will clamp here on the top clamp. So it will go and clamp at this location, and then it will clamp in this top mast. So you have basically, you're going to see it on the board just behind me after, but you're going to have basically a full system which is attached not only at the motor pod but also at the top. And actually it's even making it much more rigid assembly.
Alright.
And this cable channel comes in two lengths, short length and a long length. So efoil and assist basically. Then we have another accessory which is available in the case for people who wanted to basically fix their motor very close to the board. Is this cable guide. So again here you can put your cable at the back of this place, of this channel, and then you put this in the trailing edge of the mast, and then you can tape. This one is a plastic part, you can cut it to any length. It's like quite rigid being plastic, so it allows also the flow to be not perturbed, and also so not disturbed, and also it's very thin, so that you're not damaging so much the airflow at the trailing edge.
Alright.
It's not a big round cable, it's quite a flat system. Then you have your accessories, which comes in the box. Screws, T-nuts. The T-nuts are universal, if I may say. So they are M8 and M6, and we should provide both screws M8 and M6, and also some grub screws so that you can lock them in position. Then we have the remote control. That's also something which is a very big differentiator on our product. The remote control is the same one that we use on our efoils, which has been
well tested,
and has been also added with new features for the takeoff. So in the efoil we used to have gears, we still have gears, so we can still adjust the maximum power if you need to. By default it comes with a full trigger proportionate, but you can reduce the maximum power if you need. And there is a GPS, so you can see your surf time, you can see your surf distance while you are on the water even. So on the water, when you exit a surf, it will show on your screen how much time you've been surfing and how much distance you've been surfing.
Perfect.
And then also with your mobile application, you can see the surfs and so on. That's something actually we're going to release in the next weeks. We already see the GPS track because we had it from before, but the actual to see the surf, the waves and the surf is something, new feature which is coming up.
Perfect.
And the remote is fully wireless, charging, it's fully sealed, so it's very robust, and has quite a long time of use. You can ride almost, I would say, 8 hours with this with one battery, 8 to 10 hours.
And does it float?
Yeah, it does float. Previously our efoil used not to float. We have done some few tweaks inside the remote, plus we added this new strap which helps the buoyancy, and it's quite important for us with the takeoff, because you are in the wave and it's messy. So we made a new strap which is much stronger to attach. I can do it on my hand. So you see, it's very difficult to remove it and to get that out of your hands. And as well, if you pass it to a friend because he wants to try, that floats.
Perfect. So now we have two types of the propeller.
Yes. So we have the 2-blade propeller, which is basically the most efficient one, the one that most of the users will use in general, because they want the highest flight time and the most efficiency. But for the guys who are a bit bigger, or what has maybe smaller front wing, they might want to use the 3-blade prop to get a bit more boost at the expense of flight time.
So basically, if you're heavy, then you need more torque to get you going, and you need 3-blade propeller.
So the blades comes in this packaging, and they are like that. So basically they are also made of carbon injected composites. So the idea is they are still very stiff and very strong, you know, but at the same time, if you have an impact, there are more chances that they will break rather than aluminum propeller that may cut straight forward your fingers. They are still very sharp. You need to be careful, obviously, but at least there is more chance that they will snap before they cut you.
Okay, next we have a charger here.
Yeah, so basically we have two types of charger. We have the standard one and the fast one. This one is the bigger one, is the fast one. So basically the whole idea is we wanted to really make the user be able to go back to the water very quickly. So we design both our systems with very fast charging. It's 18 ampere charging. It's almost like a eFoil charger speed. So basically on the air, you can charge one pack in less than 30 minutes, which is almost the time you are flying. So basically imagine you are on the water, you can charge your pack in some place near the beach and just continue rotating with the batteries. And on the flow it takes about 1 hour.
And speaking of the plugs, if you're using in salty water, it's good to always protect the contacts, with
the battery grease.
That you also provide.
Yes, we provide actually 2 of them in each kit, so that the user have enough, and you can just get some more from us.
Yeah, it's very important, guys. Just always put protection on all the contacts, metal parts.
Also, as well on the motor connector.
Exactly. And always rinse the system after you use it in the salty water. It goes without saying.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a last accessory, which is at the back here. You can see it on the flow unit here at the back. This is an external antenna. So basically, you have a built-in antenna inside the system, and you have an external one here. This one is an additional module without wire, and we have also the same one with a wire. So basically, the one with the wire you can fix if you don't have if you have a board with a lot of carbon fiber and the signal is not good, and or the board is very small and always under the water. You will remove this part and put that one instead. Route the cable on the nose of your board, and you're going to get perfect signal all the time. So basically, you have our system is now running with 2 receivers basically. And that gives a really good signal. Even I would say in a normal situation, even with that one, the signal is much improved compared to a normal system.
Alright.
And this is actually a technology we even, on the contrary, with this technology, we actually pushed it to the efoils after developing it for the takeoff.
Alright, everything looks good, it's well packed, and I guess everybody will be excited to get their packages very soon.
Yes. Thank you.
Alright, now we get to most interesting part, and I think it's one of the advantages of MantaFoils in my opinion, because you're not just making foil assist, you have been making efoils for a long time, so you're actually making the boards also. And one of the advantages of efoils is that the battery is always inside the board, which doesn't create any drag. So you're using the same idea here, you have integrated board and integrated mast. Let's see.
Yes, actually, so the system can be fitted on any board of any customer. But from our side, we thought it would be, from the design, early stages of the design, we immediately thought that we have to find a way to make everything as sleek as possible and as low drag as possible, especially when you touch down in a big wave, you don't want to be braking too hard. So that's why we came up with this design of a recess. So the system, both the flow and the air can be recessed fully and with a minimum drag.
So then we have an integrated mast, and basically what it has is the cable goes inside the board, so there is no extra drag from all this extra attachment.
Yeah, so basically in this mast, this piece of cable goes inside this cover and then exits and connects to the motor connector. It's all sealed inside.
And then you have 2 positions like you mentioned.
Yeah, so we have this first position which is at 20 centimeters, and then we have another position which is in efoil mode at the very extremity of the mast.
And what's the length of the mast?
The mast is 82 centimeters, and it's a 19 thick mast, so it's very stiff.
And always customers asking what kind of fuselages, what kind of brands can be attached.
Yeah, so basically we have fuselage adapters. We have for about 10 brands already, not to name them: Axis, F1, Duotone, Cabrina.
Armstrong.
Armstrong not yet, coming up. But yes, we have for most of the brands. And adding brands every day. We added the Delta foils, I think, just a few days back.
So basically in a few months, customers with any kind of fuselages will be basically able to attach them to your mast, right?
Yes, that's correct. And we also basically get requests from customers, and as we get requests, we prioritize certain adapters than others.
Yeah. All right, this looks very good, and there is no drag. So this is basically a light efoil, yeah?
We could say that, yes.
All right. So basically you have 3 types of boards. This one is mid-size, 55 liters. What other 2 do you have?
Yeah, we have the 40 liter as well, which is the smallest board, the most sporty one, and mainly for lightweight riders, people with good experience and big wings. And then you have the 70 liter, which is a much more elongated board, and which is more, I would not say downwind style because it's not really a downwind board, but more in that direction, let's say, with quite narrow and quite long, and more volume for early starts.
Yeah, and as a rider, as a heavy rider, I would say 55 is best size for me. So if you're about 85 kilograms,
yes,
this is the best size for waves, in my opinion.
Yeah, we even tried it with people up to 95 kilo.
Yeah, and if you're very light, like Renaud here, I think 40 liters is your choice.
Yeah, actually, I still prefer the 50 liter, to be fair.
Yeah.
40 liter is super nice because it's very small board under your feet. But I like the no-brainer, of the 55 liter in the waves. Sometimes you want the signal to be perfect and you want to be the board always out of the water. So the 55 is a bit more easy. I'm not a super pro level rider, so for my average level, I think it's good enough. Obviously, the super pro, the guy who are really good, they want the smallest board.
And finally, we have the new one, Takeoff Air. That's actually is airplane friendly.
Yes, correct. So this Takeoff Air comes with one battery and a modular system. So you have basically small packs like this, which are below 100 watt-hour. So basically you can travel with them safely without any pre-authorization. You can have up to 4 of those batteries assembled together with you flying. That's actually according to the regulations. And I've been traveling now to Portugal to meet you with 2 of them, as you can see. So 8 small packs together. So basically how it works, you have a hub in the middle, which is this part, and the battery is fixed on either side of the hub, just like that. And then you have screws to hold them together. You don't need to remove them in normal use. This is a battery. You only remove them for air travel. So whenever you're going to take the plane, you discharge them before. It's better. It's more safe. That's also important. And then you just cover the connectors and carry them as it is in your hand luggage. So that's the beauty of this system, and that's actually the really innovation. Each battery is safe. Each pack has one BMS, one battery management system. So it's also make the system very advanced because you need communication between the pack and so on. And basically, it's very safe for the user. Especially in the air travel, it's very, very important to be safe. And basically, all the batteries together can basically balance and so on. There is also protection in both the flow and the air for over discharge. So basically, if you forget your system plugged in, it will discharge until some point where the battery management system will cut the output, so it prevents your battery to die. Because in some systems, if you leave them plugged all the time, they will die, and then your battery is good for the garbage.
All right.
But this is not the case here.
And you can put either 4 of them in front or from both sides.
Yes,
8, yeah?
So you have a system like this where you can clip a nose. So this is your nose, you clip it there, and then you can bring the battery forward and slide it in. Okay, I'm not going to push it full. And if you have your second battery, let's say this is our second battery, now we have a cover for waterproofing, because when you use only one, we need to waterproof the connector at the back. But if you can remove this cover here and plug in your second battery like that. It's a little bit long system, but that gives you the equivalent of a small efoil. And I managed to ride with such battery 16 kilometers distance, which is quite a good achievement in about 1 hour.
Yeah.
Typically with one battery only, you can ride continuously on the engine around 25 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on your front wings, depending on your weight, your experience as well, a little bit. And on the surf condition, obviously you can do much more. It depends how good you are on the surf.
And how it's holding? I don't see any hatches to hold it.
So basically it holds from this. So this system is conical. It goes in place, and when it's locked in place, you can press it and push it in. So you can see you need to apply force. Now it's locked, and you cannot take it out. It's very secure.
So you don't need those hatches.
There is nothing. It's like very, very strong and very holding. You cannot even lift it. You can almost lift the battery like that. This part in the middle is aluminium. So it's like a spine for the system, and this is also an aluminium case. So it's an all aluminium spine with, let's say, injection parts which are on both sides. So this is taking all the load, and your nose is just profiling the water.
But why don't you have any external cover? Because I guess many people will be concerned. You have so many connectors in the salty environment, so water can still get in between somewhere.
For the past 4 years we do efoils, and for the past 4 years we do efoils with exposed batteries. So we have I could say a quite good experience with waterproofing and sealing. So all the batteries are fully sealed in epoxy, and the connectors, as I said, you only remove them when you air travel, and they are basically with type of seals which are the way we design the seal and the way they enter the hub makes them very tight and very waterproof, and they can only damage when you open and remove in the long term, but that also is a replaceable part.
Alright, this sounds good, and since you've been producing efoils now for so many years, so I guess you have all this experience from efoils you're applying to this new product.
Exactly, and we've been riding this product for the past 1 year with the same battery. Actually, these batteries are almost a year ago, we made them, and we are still running, and we are still testing them here. One important point also about the batteries, since they are modular, if by any chance you make one battery by damaged by accident, maybe fall down or whatever, you can easily replace it. You don't need to replace the whole pack, you can just replace one battery. So it's very economical. If you break something, you can just replace that component.
And how will we know if one of them is broken actually?
Yeah, so basically we have two ways. The first way is you have a battery tester here that you can plug in, and it will show you the voltage of your battery. You can, by the way, use the same battery tester on your main system. So you can plug it here, use this small adapter and plug it here, and then that will tell you the total voltage of this system. And then for advanced, let's say, troubleshooting, if there is a real issue, we have in the kit we have a USB dongle which is provided for each customer, and that USB dongle lets you connect to the PC, and we have a special piece of software that gives you all the information about the battery, each cell status, if there is any alarm, temperature, everything. So it's very easy for the technician to help you to debug, and eventually for yourself to know if one of the battery has been damaged or anything like that.
Alright, Renaud, I think you've thought of everything. It looks like well-developed product.
Thank you.
It's well packaged, and you tried to cover all the existing concerns that the industry has. So I think you'll have success with it.
Thank you.
And hopefully people will appreciate your efforts presenting this to everybody today.
Yes, thank you very much for receiving us, and let's go to the water eventually.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, and yeah, it's time to go to the water. Whew. Here we go, guys. Let's try Manta Takeoff. A beautiful sunny day here in Baleal, Portugal. My favorite place to foil. Alright, we find little wave, and we're pulling, and very nice pumping also. Woohoo! and then ready to repower and keep on riding. Just like that. Here you go, guys, another system successfully tested. I'm very happy to see that MantaFoils had a big experience with efoils, which gives me trust to believe that the new Takeoff system will be quite successful. And the more foil assist systems we have on the market, the better for the industry. That's all for today, guys. Have an amazing day. Keep on riding and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Cheers!